Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Finally, a senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and to all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Remember, no matter who you are valid. Thumbs up for that. It is indeed a brand new day. I went out for walkies, and it's late. It is, as I hurt myself to look over my shoulder. It is coming up on 3 o'clock p.m. Hokey smokes. I can't even tell what time that says backwards. I have to turn and look at it. How about that? Whew. Went to bed midnight last night. Awake at 3. It felt like railroad spikes were being driven into my pelvis, and the rest of my body started aching soon after. So I did not sleep for much, and I was out of bed at 6. So I'm pretty tired. And in fact, I had falling asleep problems. I've only been awake for a very short period of time right now. And in fact, I have several cups of tea here. Since I make up 3 at a time, there's 2 of them back here, cooling down, and I drink all 3 of them. It's 1 whole liter of tea. This one's looks like regular black tea, and then I have an herbal tea, and then this one's green tea. Yay. But yeah, I'm tired. Tired. But I did go out walkies, and I got that part done. Definitely a good thing. My heel is killing me, but life is life. I stay as positive as I can about life and things. I get dragged down by stuff, of course. Oh boy. Take a look at the various videos I've posted here. But I do my best. One of the other things I wanted to talk about, I only have some of these things brought out, but I brought stuff out so that I could show it. Because I've taken, this is the big other thing too, is if you're on desktop or whatever, I post a lot these days on my community tab. I mean, it's only like once, twice, sometimes 3 on a busy day, 4 times in a day. And it's never really anything massively important. But if you want to know what's happening, or why a video might be late, or if there's going to be a video at all, there will be, most likely. But I like to post stuff on there. Plus, I post stuff about things like this. I've mentioned miniatures before, and I have some of these thin, they are printed on just a sheet of plastic. There's the front, and then there's the back. And on these packs here of these little guys that I've got, these are only 4 of them. But there's several packs where, unfortunately, while they give you a lot of little individuals, I mean, this is like 31 pieces of plastic or something, each one of them, double printed. They only give you 8 bases. So they only stand up 8 at a time, and you've got to take them out and then put the other ones in, which means each of the tabs that you're squishing into the bottom has to go through all that stress of being squished in, because it's not a simple little half line that it goes through when you push the plastic tab so it stands up. Because each of these has, just to show, each of these has, this is a big one. This is a knight on a horse. That plastic tab down at the bottom. And that plastic tab down at the bottom has to take on the shape of the base. And again, it's not just as simple like this. It makes a line and then makes a dip in the middle of it and then comes down. So it's a weird M shape that you're squidging that plastic tab into to hold it to the base. You don't want to be taking them in and out too much. But there's only 8. I have to look online, see if they make more of those bases. But I wanted to show some of that off, because those are some of the characters. And I got another thing somewhere. My apologies, but I have another thing somewhere. The other kind of thing I wanted to show is I have a pack of these. These are from the same people. These are double-sided. That's like a stairs down. Or, if you don't have the light shining through the back, it's a green pool of water. you know, or this one, which is stairs going down that way, or stairs going down that way. You take these and you go, oh, this room's got a pool of water. You slap that down onto your grid and you move your little things around on your grid and think, oh, move them around that pool of water. You don't have to use stuff like this when you do solo things. I'm a loner. I am withdrawn. I don't feel comfortable doing things around other people anymore unless there are some people that explicitly share my interests so I can geek out with them. But even at that, it's tough. I mean, before, even when I was married, you know, and such, when we went to see people that I wanted to see, I was immediately counting the seconds if we went there or if they came over to when we could leave or they would go. Not that I wanted them to leave, it's just I wasn't comfortable being around people. So, if you are a more solo type, these sort of things are an idea. As well as, because I've got a pack of these, what do they say? They're Masters Relics World Crafting Tokens. Now, these are just like those plastic stuff. These are only a few here because I got like a baggies of these things, but they're little cardboard printed so that you can do just like I was showing with the plastic stuff, where you go, oh, well, there's a table in the room, so you slap the table down. Oh, there's dinner on the table that they all up and ran away from. Oh, look, there's a treasure chest, and there's a weapon rack. So you can throw down this stuff and it would be more immersive. Ooh. Again, not in any way, shape required. In fact, I watched a video, well, at least the beginning of it, and then I saved it so I could go back and watch it later, which hopefully I will, where the person was having a discussion. Do you need miniatures at all? Or should it all be theater of the mind, where you're not using anything at all except your imagination? So even amongst everything, there's that question. There are some other things here too, because these are cheap and they don't cost much either. But it's a pack of Meeples of Menace and Meeples of Might. And Meeples, of course, are just, they're like just little plastic things, wood things. Like these are little happy, friendly fellows printed on these little chunks of, I think they're plastic. So you just slap those down onto your grid and you move those around. But there's, with the Meeples of Might, some of the Might ones I showed you, and then the Meeples of Menace, they have all sorts of, well, there's, I guess they're like goblins or some such. So you can have gobos running around with weaponry. So there's all sorts of options in that fashion. Do I have anything else that I wanted to show? Not really. No, that does appear to be it. So thumbs up on that. Past that, I have been trying to just survive. Hokey smokes. I mean, sleeping is horrible because I never know if I'm going to be able to sleep or if it's just going to be waking up in an hour or two because I hurt so much. Lying on my side, it's the only way I can sleep. I can't sleep on my stomach. I can't turn my head. I would just be face into the pillow and suffocate. I can't lay on my back. Intense back pain, and then my legs go numb, and then I can't move them. So I can only lay on either side. But laying on my side, and it feels like I've got railroad spikes going into me after a couple hours. Ugh. So that's wonderful. Doing the best I can, though. Plus, still always trying to play computer games as best I can, and always trying to think on creative subjects. A very good thing. one of the things I was thinking of, or at least trying to figure out in my head. I want to use different tables, but I don't want to go through the trouble of making up different tables for Against Darkness if I'm going to be using the solo RPG setting, because there are no really goblins or hobgoblins or orcs, because there's Apani, Habani, and Orkani. There's kind of orcs in that they're, the Orkani are between, lowest height's about 6 feet, and highest is they about 6'8", and they average around 6'5". They're big, heavy sides of beef, but they don't look like green skin tusked, orcs. They're not. They're big, and there's some differences. I mean, the Orkani and the Apani and the Habani have larger teeth and fewer of them. Their jaws, because of this, are slightly more pronounced than someone who is not of their species, but they don't look any real different other than the slightly larger jaw lines, teeth, and such. And that's only because where they developed as a species through the millions of years, they had to have bigger teeth so that they could grind and chew the materials that they had to eat to live. Where they used to live and developed is all covered by ice, the changing planet and the moving Arctic, oh God, I can't remember the names of it, but that's that Arctic air over, Arctic and Antarctic air, that underneath is ice. And it's because of changing things that move downward, push them off of the land masses that they had been on over the time, until where it is now, it is just covered in ice and completely uninhabitable. So, thumbs up for that. But there are no real quote-unquote goblins or hobgoblins or orcs in this setting. However, in the Ogranic Forest, of course, that is a superpositioning of a whole bunch of stuff. Like everything that's happened on the planet from the beginning of life to the present. And there's been a lot of stuff that's happened on this planet. After all, 5 million years ago was the gigantic war that completely wiped out the previous species that lived on the face of the planet, and it reshaped the face of the planet entirely with massive seismic, tectonic, and volcanic activity, with the continents moving about on the face of the planet. And if it hadn't been for the gigantic machines put in place by the previous species, the planet would still be molten. One of the big things was, well, they put in all these heat sinks, which, if you imagine the extra universal angle that they put things, a huge chunks of superconducting metal wedged into the planet and radiating out into dimensions that are absolute zero and nothing else. So they are slurping out heat and pushing it out that direction. Only if it passes a certain threshold, so they're not running at the moment, but they kept the planet from going molten. So thumbs up for that. So a lot of the very basic machines still function, like the superconduction and getting rid of the heat. That's largely just, it's not a mechanical process at all. It's just heat getting sucked out and pushed out that direction through just diffusion. No real moving pieces, so they're pretty much surviving. It's the other ones that were to dampen inertia for the plates, tectonic, that's the word I was looking for, the tectonic plates. Those machines are like mostly completely destroyed as they tore themselves apart, valiantly keeping the planet together. And the machines that directed air and water, they took a big beating and through time have been slowly falling apart, since there's a mechanical aspect to them. But being extra universal machines, nobody knows they're there. It's just they are slowly breaking down. Now, when I say extra universal, because I talk about extra universal chromosomes and the cryptid genes on the cryptid setting as being extra universal, everything is just point of relevance and how you see things relative to other things. To us, our viewpoint as three-dimensional plus one time sense, 3 plus 1, 3 dimensions, 1 time sense, how we see it, it appears to be completely broken up. Extra universal, like on a cryptid, they have extra universal senses and organs and all this part, brain structures, they're all extra universal and they appear to be completely separated. So how do they work? But we're looking at it from a 3 plus 1 perspective. If you're able to step out of our perspective and look at it from the proper one, all of these things are one single unified whole. We just cannot see that from our angle. It's like one of those optical illusions of just a mass of garbage, but as it turns on, say, strings with a light shown onto it, it's a mass of garbage, it's a mass of garbage, and then, oh, all of a sudden, the correct angle, it's a portrait. And then as the angle continues changing, it goes back into disparate garbage again. From the proper angle, everything is a single unified whole. We just can't see it from that angle because we're trapped in our 3 dimensions, 1 time sense frame of reference. Thumbs up for that. Ooh, itchy. I need to cut my hair right through here. This is all too long. Not that I want to have shorter hair. It's just that's why I got this shorter over here, because it doesn't get longer, it gets fluffier. And this over here, it gets turns and fluffs. This one's not, but I'm working on it. It's working on it because it's turning here. I still have finger waves in my hair, as thin as it is, as far back as it's withdrawn. I still have finger waves, but without the body, of volume, they look terrible. To my eyes, I think longer, thin hair doesn't look good. Without volume and body, it shouldn't be long. If it's thinner with less volume, it should be shorter. Again, though, that is my view. And my view is just my view. Because I have seen people like 40 years ago now, in the band Scorpions, there was the lead singer. Even back then, it was like bald with long hair on the sides. And he probably thought he was rocking that look. So it's all perspective. Thumbs up for that. And hey, of course, if you could like, comment, share, and subscribe, that would be awesome. Sharing, of course, only with people that you think would like watching an old man yammering on incomprehensibly about thoroughly inane subjects. That would be cool. Oh, yes, and tomorrow I have an appointment. Very early. We have to leave here at 8 o'clock. And then on Thursday, whatever day, I can't remember, the 5th, I have an appointment with my doctor, 7:30 in the morning. That's probably the day that I'm supposed to have therapy. But I can't put this one off because I need to have bad things shaved off my back for biopsies to make sure I'm not going to die horribly of skin cancer. Can't put that one off. And it's already been, this Thursday will have been 2 weeks since my last therapy session. So that one I probably have to put off until the next week. So it'll be 3 weeks. And hey, if you are a Patreon patron, thumbs up and thank you. You are beautiful and awesome. Let no one tell you otherwise, because when you look in the mirror, you are beautiful and awesome. Physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. I need to drink more tea. Never let anyone tell you that you are not. And of course, if you've left me a comment, you too are beautiful and awesome in your own way. I read every comment that YouTube lets me. I thumbs up and heart each comment that YouTube allows. I answer as many as my nerve compression, that's the words I was looking for, will allow. So thumbs up. Very, very cool. Definitely a good thing. I'm going to edit, render, upload, and then continue trying to take care of myself and get ready for tomorrow's very early appointment. Fun, fun, fun. Life never slows down. Hopefully you can get done the things that you would like to get done. That would be cool. But if not, please don't beat yourself up. You deserve better. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very, very good thing. And I can't remember who these are. This is one of the cutthroats of Caraway, I believe, because they're all in red, and the ones in red were the ones that I was using as bad guys, whereas the ones in like blue and such, even though I don't have anybody, you know, with shields and that particular kind of armor, they're not red, so obviously they're good guys, right? Right. You take care.